I have no childhood to look back on and smile at. That is the thing people never understand. They see the videos. They see the little boy spinning on stage in Gary, Indiana. They see the smile, the energy, the joy, and they think he must have had so much fun. He must have loved every moment. But I was never really there. Not the way a child is supposed to be there. I was somewhere else, behind my own eyes, watching, performing, surviving. I was 6 years old the first time I stood in the wings of a stage. The lights were enormous. The noise from the crowd, it was like standing next to a waterfall. You couldn't think, you couldn't breathe right. And my brothers were laughing, joking, pushing each other. And I was standing very still, very quiet, holding the curtain with both hands, shaking. I was a shy kid. People laugh when I say that. They always laugh. They say, Michael Jackson, shy. But it's true, deeply true. The boy behind the curtain was terrified. Every single time, every single night, I would look out at the audience before we went on. Thousands of faces, all wanting something from me. And I didn't always know what I had to give. I was so young. I didn't understand yet that what they wanted was to feel something. And somehow God put that ability inside me to make people feel, even when I myself felt nothing but fear. I remember one night we were in Chicago. I was maybe 8 years old, maybe 9, and there was a little girl backstage. She had snuck past security somehow, just a small girl in a yellow dress. And she was standing in the corridor watching me, just watching. And I walked past her and she grabbed my hand very gently. And she said, "You're going to be wonderful tonight. Don't be scared." I stopped walking. I looked at her and I started to cry right there in the hallway. This little 8-year-old boy in his costume, crying because a stranger had seen something in me that my own family was too busy to notice. She saw that I was scared. She saw me, not the performer, not Joseph Jackson's son, not the little moneymaker, me, the child. I never forgot her face. I never forgot that moment. And when I think about all the years that followed, all the arenas, all the albums, all the headlines, all the noise, I always come back to that corridor, that yellow dress, that small hand holding mine. That was real. The rest of it, I'm not sure anymore. You know what it is to be famous? Truly famous? From the time you are small. It means you grow up without growing up. It means the world knows your face before you know yourself. It means you look in the mirror one day and you don't recognize the person looking back at you. And not because of anything you did to your face or your hair or your skin, but because you were never given the time to become someone. You were always too busy being something for other people. I never had a first day of school that was just normal. I never rode a bike down a street without someone watching. I never went to a birthday party for a friend because I didn't have friends who were children. My friends were musicians and producers and adults who wanted things from me. I used to watch television, cartoons mostly, late at night when everyone was asleep. And I would see these children on the screen, running through sprinklers, fighting over the remote control, eating cereal in their pajamas. And I would feel this ache, this very deep ache, right in the center of my chest. I wanted that. I wanted that so badly it hurt. And I know people said I was strange for building Neverland, for having the rides and the animals and the movie theater and the candy. I know what they said. I know how they laughed. But I want you to understand something. I want you to truly understand. I was not pretending to be a child, I was mourning one. There is a difference. Neverland was not a fantasy, it was a wound. It was the shape of everything I never had. Every child who came through those gates and laughed and ran and felt free, they were living something I could only watch. Even there, even in my own home, I was watching from the window because by then I didn't know how to be in the middle of joy. I only knew how to stand at the edge of it and observe. That is a very lonely place to live, and I lived there for a long time. The house was so big. You don't know how strange it is to live in a very big house. People think it must be wonderful, all that space, all that room. But space without warmth is just emptiness. At night, when everything was quiet, the silence had a weight to it, a physical weight. I could feel it pressing on my chest when I lay in the dark. I had staff, I had security, I had people around me at all times, and I was completely, utterly alone. I used to call people late at night just to hear a voice, just to hear someone say my name, not the name on the album cover, not the name in the headline. My name, said softly, said like it mattered. Sometimes the phone would ring and ring and ring, and I would sit there in the dark, listening to it ring. There was a letter once. This was many years ago now. It came in with the fan mail. Thousands of letters came every week. My assistant would sort them. Most of them I never saw. But this one, someone set it aside. I don't know why. Maybe something about it. It was written in crayon, red crayon mostly, with a little blue. It was from a boy. He was 7 years old. He said his name was Thomas. He said he lived in a small town somewhere. He said his mother was sick. He said sometimes at night he was very scared. And he said, "When I'm scared, I listen to your music. And when I listen to your music, I feel like someone is there with me in the dark. Like I'm not alone." I read that letter many times. I read it until the paper was soft from my hands. Because that boy, that 7-year-old boy with his red crayon and his sick mother and his fear, he was saying something that I had felt my entire life and never been able to say myself. He wasn't alone in the dark because of me, and I was not alone in the dark because of him. That is the thing about music, the real thing. The thing underneath all the dancing and the spectacle and the noise. Music is one human being reaching through the dark and finding another human being's hand. That is all it is. That is everything it is. I think about Thomas sometimes. He would be a grown man now. He probably doesn't remember writing that letter. Children don't remember the things they do that change someone's life. But I remember. I will always remember. I think about all of them. All the faces in all the crowds. I know people think that performers don't see the audience, that we look out and see a blur of lights and noise. But I always saw faces. I was always looking for something in those faces. I don't know exactly what. Recognition, maybe. Something that said, "We know you, the real you. We love the real you." I saw a woman crying once in the front row. She wasn't screaming. She wasn't reaching for me. She was just standing very still with her hands at her sides and tears running down her face. And she was looking at me with this expression that I cannot fully describe. It was the expression of someone who understood something. And I stopped dancing for just 1 second, and I looked at her, and somehow in that moment, in front of 80,000 people, it was just the two of us. And I thought, this is why. This is why I do it, not for the records, not for the awards, not for any of the things the world thinks matter, for that woman standing still in the middle of all that noise, feeling something real. I am 68 years old now, in my mind, in this strange, quiet place where I sometimes go to think. And when I look back across all of it, all those years, all that music, all that pain and beauty and confusion and longing, the things that stay with me are not what you would expect. It is not the Grammys. It is not the sold-out stadiums. It is not any single performance. It is the little girl in the yellow dress who held my hand. It is Thomas and his red crayon. It is the woman who stood still and understood. It is every person who ever sat alone in a dark room and pressed play and felt, for just a moment, like someone was there. I spent so much of my life searching for love, looking for it in the wrong places, aching for it in ways that frightened people, because I didn't know how to need things quietly. I needed loudly, desperately, in ways the world found strange. And the world was not always kind about that, but the love was always there. It was in every letter, it was in every crowd, it was in the music itself. I just needed to learn to be still enough to feel it. It took me a long time. It took me almost everything I had, but I felt it. And that is enough. That has to be enough, because we come into this world alone and we leave it alone, and everything in between is just us reaching for each other in the dark. Keep reaching. Don't stop reaching.